But I could be some maybe in here they could be treated a little bit better.
Better. In here. Yeah, because they, right. Was in that nursing home, they said that you just there. We calling like no nurse or nothing like that. What am I doing? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Just
Okay, what you were saying about doing the radiation, I was told that both of them would be better together. We would get more effect from it. So after taking 10 days of radiation, I decided to come back in and have them give me the chemo. So I'm back in here now, trying to get the chemo to see will that be more effective. I've been in here for a couple of days now. I haven't been able to determine whether it's having any more effect or not. I'll be here for a few more days, I assume, and see what happens. Other than that, I'm just waiting and hoping. What do you think about all that?
that sounds fun.
Sound fun? You have got to be kidding. Fun to who? The ones that trying to see whether it's fun or not.
Repeat that again.
Fun for who? The ones that's trying to see if it's fun or not, the ones that's actually going through with it and can tell you that it's not fun. That's that for one. Let's talk about something else.
All right.
Like,
Pause.
about getting
When you first got sick, how did you?
beginning, I never was really first sick. I would have stomachache, backache. It wasn't anything serious or last a day or maybe a couple of hours. Not anything to really go into. Following a couple of weeks, nothing. A month later, something. Each time it probably was getting a little more and more, but being unaware. I being unaware of it wasn't really paying any attention as to how heavy it was really getting. Then when I finally did realize that it was serious than I thought, I went to the doctor.
Then you decided to
And
come.
wait a minute, Will. I'm sorry, but don't cut it off. But he hear you. You cutting me off. Yeah,
Go ahead, talk.
Yeah, I can just go ahead. Never mind.
but
Thank you.
anyway. Then when I realized there probably was something definitely wrong, I became frightened and just kept putting it off and off and off. Oh, I go to the doctor today when I can go tomorrow. And then things became better. I didn't feel anything. So why go to the doctor if you weren't really sick? So I kept putting it off until I had really lost a lot of weight, and then I realized there had definitely be something wrong with me to lose so much weight. I lost 40 pounds of weight in 4 months, which was heavy. And when I finally did come to the hospital, I was only 92 pounds, which was a big drop. I'm gaining now, but slowly. I hope I continue, as long as I'm not losing anything, I can stay here. But I would like to gain more. Anyway, I'm holding up. I seem to be holding up better than I had expected to. Things seem to be getting a little more on my side. I feel good, a little weak, but that's about the size of it. Bobby, what were you saying? I'm going to see what's going to happen through the chemo for the next few days. And then maybe we'll be able to have something definite to go on. Meantime, I'll just be here and wait and hope. Meantime, try to think of what I'm going to do with the little more time that I have. Maybe I think about having a big party when I get out of the hospital this time. Invite all my friends over, Wilma and everybody. And
Where do you know Wilma from?
Wilma's from South Carolina. I know her from my neighborhood. Skanky and Stanley. Very good friend of ours, very good friend of the family's. She comes by sometime, most of the time. Yeah, she almost stays with me. I don't know what I'd do without her, really. But she's from South Carolina, South Carolina. Georgia, all those places down there. Peach country. Peach and pecans. We're just one big happy family. What can I tell you, Bobby, please? Come on, say something.
I'm sorry. I was just so worried about something happening.
So what are you planning on doing with this material?
I'm ready.
Talking about my marriage, I think I had one of the weirdest marriages in the world. Yeah, no, I can't say that because I heard it from real one. But anyway, I was taking a course at Girls High School, evening classes. Coming home from school one night about 10 o'clock, I decided to stop off and have a drink at this local pub. And the only person that was in there was a bartender and some other strange-looking person. It turned out later to be my husband. He offered to buy me a beer, which I accepted, and we started talking. Arranged for a date the following day. Went out. Went out again Sunday. Went out together for about 2 weeks, and he asked me to marry him, which I did. The purpose of this marriage was not love, but to get out of 294 Green Avenue, which I was living. It wasn't a hard place to live. It's just that I wanted to leave home, get on my own. Came from the type of family that didn't think young women should be on their own without a husband or someone to live with. So I married. He treated me nice, very nice, considering the way I treated him. We drank a lot, partied a lot, had fun time. He became ill and had to go to the hospital for several operations. And wind up with the marriage sort of getting shaky. We split up a couple times. It usually lasted about 24 hours each period. And became good friends, as a matter of fact. We still are. I don't see him that often, but occasionally when I run across him. All in all, it wasn't bad until it got to the place where he started hitting me. And I always said I believe in being hit, especially in my face, where he hit me, so that was the end of that. So I had him locked up and separated. All in all, it wasn't bad. It was an experience that I chalk off very highly among the things that I do chalk off. Since the separation, I've been living like, I wouldn't call it wild, don't care. Still am, as a matter of fact. And I met a friend who's very nice to me. As a matter of fact, his actions and ways are similar to my husband. The way that they both treat me. With very much respect. And not demanding too much. I being the type of person I am, can't really figure out what's being demanded of me and what's not. All in all, I seem to always wind up on top. Not to the peak of the mountain, but not to the bottom line. And that's about it as far as my marriage is concerned. would be kind. It wasn't worth it. I don't think. Anyway. I'm just here now waiting to see what really happens. Cut. So, William, what you think? I said, what you think? What? That's what I mean, whatever. Huh? Yeah, but it's sliced together. I have gas. I have so much gas. Gas. I've been having it for about 3 days now. So all the kids are off from school today, huh?
Go back to school tomorrow.
They won't have another holiday full of things in a long time. Right? I think so. Unless they're gonna take what you call on birthday? The 22nd. Somebody's birthday is the 22nd. Isn't it, Bob?
It's George's birthday.
Yeah. Unless he was included in these presidents today.
Yeah, this is both.
Mm-hmm.
George, Abe, Andrew Jackson, whoever.
Oh, someone there. Did that guy ask you many questions?
Hmm?
The administrator?
No, he asked me anything.
No?
I had a feeling he was napping someplace and really just wanted to get
So he was kind of...
problems.
Well, he just brought that...
She should have taken it so personal.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm in charge and I'm not going to let you do it. I just love sometimes to get over on people like that. And people
They don't stop
who
to think.
think they have some power are always trying to do that.
Right?
I'm always trying to do that.
That's right, just like the nurses. Well, you asked them, you said sort of, you know, if it's in the truck.
I said they think they have power, so you got more power than they.
Yeah, right. Much to their surprise. How's the routine here? How's it go?
Well, you mean as far as the hospital schedule is concerned?
Breakfast.
It's pretty...
Describe what happened yesterday.
Well, yesterday was Sunday, so I wouldn't use it as a typical day. I guess so. Yesterday was kind of dull, dry. A lot of people went home Saturday, and a lot of beds were empty. So there wasn't that much for the nurses to do. As a matter of fact, I think they had a skeleton crew in this particular ward. And they got up as usual, breakfast. They had a late breakfast at 9 o'clock, which is unusual for a hospital. Because when I was in the hospital before, you had breakfast at least about 7 o'clock. 9 o'clock for a hospital to me is a little late. Breakfast, bath, lunch around 12:30, same old thing, dinner around 5:36. And during the day, you either look at TV or talk or sleep. I wouldn't call it a prisoner, but that's about what it sounds like. The only thing is that you don't have bars. You weren't allowed to go off the floor. So that's about it. The nurses seem to be pretty friendly though. The doctors seem to be nice. A little eager, but really nice. And I guess that's the way residents are. After all this time, they have to be eager. And that's a typical Sunday. Today was a little different because the day was really about the same thing because it's a holiday. So I guess tomorrow I'll be back to the same old stuff because I have to go to therapy tomorrow. Radiation. Another radiation treatment, which will be the third one in this series. Each of 10. I will have 7 more to go. And after that 7th, I guess it will tell me something. The way I am, where I'm going. And that's typical. Well, it's been my typical. From my viewpoint, it's typical.
Are you noticing any kind of changes in your mental or your physical makeup because of the illness?
Yes, and it surprises me. I thought maybe I would be more depressed, and I'm not. I did a lot of thinking. And as a matter of fact, one of my doctors told me that he was surprised. He came by and asked me did I want to see a psychiatrist for, some kind of consultation. I told him no. I thought, hell no. Handle it because he said I was taking it so calm. And I had really to sit down myself without crying or anything. And thinking about it. Why should I? And what am I crying for? And I just came to the conclusion, what would be, would be. And each time something like that entered my mind, I would just put it out and start thinking about something else. Which was something besides this, anything. A party that I may have gone to 3 years ago or something like that. Anything to keep my mind off it. You might say that I was depressing or something, but I don't think it's depressing it. I think it's just facing reality. But no, physically, it hasn't changed. Mentally, I think it's improved quite a bit. Quite a bit. Because if I had just let this thing bit me in, I would really be sick now. And not physically and mentally, I would be completely shot. And that's about the change. I think it's improved. If I hadn't gone to the hospital and just stayed there and wondered, what happens if I go to see the doctor now? Maybe it's not what I think it is. I just kept wondering. And that's what I did for a long time, wondering. Because I was afraid to go. Then I would be a nervous wreck if I hadn't come on in. And that's why I know that it hasn't affected me for the worse, for the better. Okay. Outside.
You don't go outside, do you?
In all the smoke because there's oxygen in here.
I thought you go up to the day room.
Well, yes, that's what I mean. But that would be too much trouble.
Nothing in life is too much trouble, right? I'm almost near the end of my tape, and I'm going to put a new one in.
Where are you going to see it? Where are you going to see it at?
I can't. This particular deck doesn't play back anyway. It only records. This is, you remember John?
Yeah.
This is the deck he
rolled over Sunday.
Yeah, I went back to talk to guys.
Sunday night?
I left his gift
Sunday night?
while you were sleeping.
Oh, you did? You, what do you mean it only tapes? It doesn't play back?
It only records. Doesn't rewind either.
So what's the purpose of it?
To record. And because it's lighter because it doesn't have any playback mechanism, you know, or rewind mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
It sells for about $6,000.
Mm-mm.
So I wonder why John would just kind of give it to me.
That's what's wrong with it.
What? He doesn't use it.
Well, I still don't understand if it costs so much. What's the purpose of it? You can only record on it,
You play back later.
but you can't play back now.
I have another machine I play back on.
Oh, I see.
So this is like a field recorder, you know, a recorder you use in the field. They use them on the networks. And then when they get back to the studio, then they play it back.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna just stop it here.